Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you please tell the jury your full name?
My name is Paul Swensen. Paul James Swensen Jr.
Okay. You don't have to give your address, but where do you live?
6007 Morningside Drive in Parma, Ohio.
Okay. Are you nervous?
I'm very nervous.
Okay. And that's maybe why you didn't hear me when I said you don't have to give your address. It's okay. How do you know Shelby Swensen?
He is my son, my first son.
Tell the jury how you first met Shelby Swensen.
I was dating his mother. It was our third date. Our first date was kind of like a cookout amongst friends on her side and my side. And we were able to have a second date. It was going to be a company party for my friend's wife and for my wife Lisa for a company party. And we were able to immediately find a connection. And so it didn't take too long to decide that we would like to have a third date where I would meet Shelby, because we knew that in our conversations that was definitely going to be a part of the relationship. If I was going to be with her, it was going to be a package deal. She loved him, and if I wasn't into him, I was going to be a no-go. I'm pretty certain of that.
Now, before you met Shelby's mother, and before you met Shelby, did you grow up in Ohio?
I did.
You're a Cleveland Browns fan?
I am.
Okay. Did you serve in the United States Marine Corps?
I did.
For how long?
4 years.
Okay. What did you do in the Marine Corps?
I was a helicopter crew chief at 6172. I was a crew chief on CH-46 Sea Knights.
Okay. And when you left the Marines, what kind of work did you do?
I started going to college full-time and seeking out employment at large corporations to have a career, not just a job.
Okay. And when you met Lisa, Shelby's mother, were you working?
I was.
What kind of work were you doing at the time?
I was working at a large company in communications, and it was a career-type job. And so much, in fact, that's why I quit college full-time. I couldn't do both.
Okay. And what was it that you did?
I am a technician. I work outside. I've been outside the entire time. I do installation and repair for services for customers, both business, residential, of all types of needs of any kind of communication. I basically maintain anything that's a cabling or a network of this company outside of their buildings, all the way to our customers' needs.
Okay.
And I meet the customers head on, so I'm not just dealing with the technical side, but also the relations of the customer's needs.
And at the time, you had lots of coworkers doing similar type of work?
Yes.
And now it's kind of a job that's a dying occupation?
It is.
Okay. Let's go back to the first time you met Shelby Nealy. How old was he?
He was 3 years old.
Okay. And were you nervous?
No, actually I wasn't.
Okay. Well, were you single at the time?
I was.
Did you have any toys at your house?
I did when he came over.
Sure, but before he came over, did you have any toys?
No, not one.
Okay. So before he came over, did you go out and buy some toys?
I did.
All right. What kind of toys did you buy?
Big Tonka truck, because I know he's a boy. And I got a bunch of smaller things. I don't remember all of the items, but I do remember the Tonka truck the most because he took to that toy.
You
But
enjoyed it?
Yeah, and there were plenty of toys there. I kind of went a little crazy with how many toys I bought.
Okay. And you went a little crazy because the love of your life was his mother.
Yeah, I was very, I never had felt this way about anyone until Lisa. I just felt there was something very special, and I wanted to make this work.
Okay. At some point, do you buy a home, the home that you're in?
Correct.
All right.
Yeah, our first home.
And how long ago was that?
That was in '98.
Okay. So several decades ago.
This chair's falling. Yes,
Is the chair okay?
it's falling down. I don't know
Okay.
if I can.
You want to stand up and see if it can?
I'm fine. It's just
Okay.
I just noticed it.
Okay. Is that the home where you raised Shelby Nealy?
Yes.
Did you do, you know, do you think you did the best you could to be
Oh,
his father?
absolutely, 100%. I gave everything I could.
Okay. You guys went on trips together?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
In particular, where would you normally go every year?
Family, so we would go more west along Lake Erie for Lisa's side of the family there. My family's kind of spread kind of close though to where we were, but all of my family, and then of course Texas, which is the other part of Lisa's family. And we did some other trips where, yeah, I think, you know, a lot of camping and stuff. We didn't do a lot of travel because we were trying to use our funds to build our house, you know, get things underway, you know.
And finances are not always easy, right?
Yeah, I'm an hourly wage type guy. I started out at the bottom and I had a family to feed. It's a lot of work to make a dream come true. So I worked very hard. I did a lot of overtime, and I did everything I possibly could to not waste money either, to spend it wisely. And going out on big trips and stuff like that wasn't sensible, but camping was. So
How would you describe your son Shelby as a young boy?
he was a lot of energy. He was very happy. He was wild, very active. He was a handful almost.
Okay.
He was wild. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
All right. You say he was a handful. Was there a point in time where he was diagnosed with ADHD?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I'm going to ask you, instead of saying
Yes.
mm-hmm, if you
I'm
can say
sorry,
yes,
yes.
or no
Yes.
when it's appropriate. Did he end up at some point being medicated for the ADHD?
Yes.
Okay. Did he have difficulties in school?
Yes.
Okay. Did he misbehave from time to time?
Yes.
Okay. Describe to the jury, what are some of the things that he did as far as misbehavior is concerned?
In school or
Both
just
in
in
school
general?
and at home that you were aware of?
He might take something from another kid's at the school, like a game or something like
Okay.
that. Typical kid stuff. I'm
Stupid stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And did he always listen?
No.
All right. As he grew older in his teenage years, up until the age of 15, had he ever met his biological father?
No.
Okay. Do you recall a period of time where, shortly before he's 15, or right around the time that he's 15 years old, where there's conversations about him possibly meeting his biological father?
Yes.
Were you aware of the circumstances that caused Lisa and Shelby to move from Texas to Ohio?
Yes. She didn't tell me. Yeah.
Lisa told you about those circumstances at some point?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
It didn't take long, but she wasn't like bringing that information right away. Of course.
Not
'Cause it's
something,
complicated.
not something she generally wanted to talk about necessarily?
Sure.
Okay, but she told you about it.
Right. When she was comfortable.
What do you recall her telling you about what happened in Texas with the biological father? His name was Bobby, right?
Correct.
What do you recall? Tell the jury what you recall Lisa told you about those
It
circumstances.
didn't take very long, so I hope you understand that it didn't take long for her to feel comfortable with that because she was so mature, but she was telling me horrific things, how he had taken a knife to her neck, how she had to deal with a glass table that was in their apartment be completely shattered, and him threatening her life and making her on her hands and knees dig into the table or to look for keys. He was a dangerous man.
Okay. And ultimately, does Lisa tell you that he ends up fleeing Texas
That's correct.
with her mother and Shelby and going to Ohio?
Yes.
And how old, roughly, do you think Shelby was when she fled Texas?
Just under 1.
Okay, all right. So when the discussion takes place about Shelby possibly meeting his birth father, biological father, Bobby, around the age of 15, are you guys concerned?
Absolutely. 100%, yes.
Do you recall Lisa wanting or feeling a little bit more comfortable about the idea when she was able to speak with Bobby's wife about Shelby going there?
Yes.
Okay. And do you recall Bobby's wife's name?
I do not.
Okay,
to be
we'll
honest.
ask Lisa about that, that's fine. Does Shelby go and visit his father, his biological father, in Texas?
Yes.
Recently, have you learned of some things that happened while he was in Texas?
That I did not know, yes.
Okay, what's that?
About Bobby's wife.
What about Bobby's wife?
About her seducing and having sex with Shelby.
Okay. Shortly before Shelby turned 17, or I think, or is it the day after Shelby's 17th birthday?
It was the day after his
Okay.
17th birthday.
What happens the day after Shelby's 17th birthday?
Shelby tells us he's completely broke down, that his father, biological father, passed away. He killed himself. I guess he shot himself in the head.
Okay. Did he seem devastated by that?
He was completely devastated. He was completely broken. I had never seen Shelby anything like this. Of course, we wanted to console right away.
I'm sorry?
We wanted to console him right away.
Sure.
Immediately. Yeah, I mean, he was completely broken. I mean, completely red in the face. And I had never seen him ever in my entire life like this. I haven't.
It makes sense to be upset and sad when a parent dies, right?
Correct.
But did he seem to be, I mean, almost beyond that?
Without a doubt. He started saying how it was his fault, or that he felt he could have done something.
Okay, all right. Said it was his fault?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yeah, and that didn't make any sense, but me, it was like, it's ridiculous.
Okay. Did it make more sense when you learned recently
Yes,
about
it did.
the sexual abuse?
Yeah, and so many years ago, I never knew this.
Okay. After that, do you see changes in Shelby that are not good?
Yes.
Does he get involved in relationships with people that are not good?
Yes.
Your Honor, the Defense Exhibit 27 through 57, I'm not going to go through each and every one of them, but they're photographs that I believe the state has no objection to us introducing. So at this time, I would move into evidence Defense Exhibit 27 through 57. Make sure that's accurate.
Any objection? No objection. All right,
show you Defense Exhibit 28, which is one of those photographs. Could you tell the jury, who do we see in this photograph?
That's myself, Lisa, Shelby, and Alex.
Alex is the little baby?
Yes,
That's your second son, right?
correct.
Okay. You indicated that Shelby Nealy, your son, became involved in some troubling relationships
Yes,
after the 17th birthday or
Mhm.
shortly thereafter.
yes,
And you've heard some of the things that the jury has heard. Yes?
yes.
Okay. What's the name of the first mother of Shelby's first child? What's her name?
Of Shelby's first child?
Yes, the mother of his first
Caitlin.
child,
Caitlin.
Caitlin. I'm
very-
asking it
very
because
nervous.
the jury doesn't know, right?
Caitlin.
So her name is Caitlin,
Okay, yes.
and tell the jury about Caitlin and the daughter that Shelby and Caitlin had. What's her name?
Mackenzie.
And I'm going to show you the jury defense exhibit 54 in evidence. Who's that?
That's Mackenzie.
That's Mackenzie. Did Caitlin and Mackenzie live with you and Lisa for a short time period?
I don't think Mackenzie was born yet,
Okay.
but yes, they lived with us.
Okay. Did you guys take care of Mackenzie after she was born? Do you recall?
I don't recall.
That's
If we-
fine.
If we just had her for a time, I guess that's very possible, but I don't recall.
That's fine. That's fine. Do you consider Mackenzie your granddaughter?
Absolutely, 100%.
Do you still communicate with Mackenzie?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Does Shelby view Mackenzie as his daughter?
Yes,
Does he love Mackenzie?
yes,
They had, Caitlin and Shelby had problems with domestic violence, right?
yes.
And the jury has heard about it. I'm not going to ask you about it at this point. Do they split up shortly after
Very shortly, yeah.
Mackenzie is born?
Mhm.
At some point in time, does Caitlin's mother, so the maternal grandmother, end up being the primary custodian of Mackenzie?
Yes,
Okay. And raises her?
yes.
And how far away from your home in Ohio does Mackenzie live?
I believe about 2.5
2.5 hours?
hours.
Okay, all right. But you still communicate with her on a regular
Yes,
basis?
yes.
Okay. Who is the next person that Shelby ends up having a relationship with?
Jamie.
Was that also a very troubling relationship?
Yes,
Do you recall I'm going to show you Offense Exhibit 57. Oops. What am I doing wrong here? No. Who's that?
That's Bella and Oliver.
Who's the oldest?
Bella.
Do you recall being summoned to the hospital shortly after Bella was born?
Summoned to the
Right,
hospital.
meaning you were asked to come to the hospital?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Do you recall any problems?
Wait. Was I directly asked to come?
Did you accompany Lisa to go to the hospital?
Yes.
Okay. And did you and Lisa end up taking Bella back home? Do you recall that? No? If you don't
No.
remember, it's okay.
It's not that. The hospital?
Oh, maybe it wasn't the hospital.
Yeah.
Was there an incident where you guys were summoned to come to get Bella?
That is correct.
Okay. Tell the jury about that incident when you were
Sure.
asked to come and get Bella. Where was it?
We were at home sleeping, and it was the middle of the night. It was 3-ish, 4-ish, or something in the middle. Is that what we're talking?
Right.
Okay. I
Yeah.
just because there.
My
as far
apologies
as the
for confusing
hospital,
you.
the hospital is
That's fine.
not involved.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
mistaken.
That's okay. And the police called our house and asked if we could come pick her up and take her home and make sure that she's safe. Lisa was the one that answered the phone call. I was sleeping. She's waking me up, and then we were summoned.
Okay. Right.
We showed up right away. We grabbed our stuff and we went right away, and so yeah, we went to the apartment.
Okay.
It was at the apartment.
Was that shortly after Bella was born?
Yeah, like 24 hours.
Right, okay. So she'd been released from the hospital?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. And within 24 hours or so, you and Lisa are summoned or asked.
There's a crisis already.
It was a
yes.
crisis. Tell the jury about the crisis that was taking place. What do you see when you arrive?
Shelby's complete. He has no shirt on. I don't know if there's a mark or a place on his body where he doesn't have a mark, from his neck to his back, his arms, his torso, even his eye, the white of one of his eyes is completely red. It doesn't make any sense to us. We start asking questions. What's going on? What happened? Because from my recollection, I believe the police had already left. And it was just the three of us, Lisa, myself, and Shelby. So we're asking him questions, and we're being told that she basically jumped all over him, and they were fighting, and those were all marks from her. And we're
I'm going to show you another photo.
okay.
And this is Offense Exhibit 17.
Yeah.
Were those the type of injuries that you saw?
Yes. I don't know if those are the exact day
Sure, it may not
injuries,
be the
but
same.
it was exactly like that. Yeah, big gouge in his neck and like his eyes. That was the big ones. But yeah, all over his body, his back,
Defense
everywhere.
Exhibit 12. Already in evidence, and I'm going to slide it up so we can see.
Mhm.
Those type of injuries?
Yes.
Was Jamie there when you
No,
arrived?
no. No, she was not. I believe the police had taken her.
Okay. Do you take, Oliver's not born yet, right?
Correct.
Do you and Lisa take Bella home?
Yes.
How long do you have Bella? What do you do when you get Bella? Do you have to buy clothes for Bella?
Yeah, we had nothing. So we stopped with her, excuse me, and got bottles, formula, diapers, everything we needed. Lisa was, of course, all over what needed to be done. And I, I'm supporting her. So yeah, we're going through this together.
Okay. How long is Bella with you and Lisa before Jamie comes to the house looking for Bella?
I believe it is just the next day.
Okay. Tell the jury about what happens when Jamie comes to the hospital. I mean, not the hospital, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
The hospital happened before all this.
This is at our house.
Right.
So my understanding, from best I can recollect, is that both Jamie and her mother, Laura, are going to be coming to pick up Bella. Assuming it's not gonna be easy, but certainly not gonna be a problem. We're ready for her. We're both there. We're present. And then Jamie gets there and is beating on the door. We let her in. She is extremely aggressive. She grabs Bella immediately from Lisa and is holding Bella with her right arm and is not even paying attention to Bella. And she's waving her arm, and she's extremely unhinged. Her face is red. She's seething. The creases in her mouth are white. There's saliva coming out. And then she goes in spurts of saying whatever she was saying, and then she even has to breathe after she does what she's doing, and then she'll look at Bella. That's kind of what my memory pictures.
Frightening?
Very, very, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I wasn't scared for my life.
No.
Frightening in the fact I was worried about Bella. And I know I was making eye contact with Lisa while she's doing this, trying to figure out, if something goes wrong here, to protecting Bella, or be ready to protect it in case something goes haywire here.
Does Lisa try to calm Jamie down?
Oh, yes, yeah.
All right. At some point, is she able to calm her down a little bit? Not really? Okay.
She calmed down a tad, but she's still completely breathing heavy. She's still red in the face and very upset.
Does Jamie, her mom, and Bella end up leaving your house?
Yes.
Okay. Would you say that your time when you are having contact with Jamie is sort of a limited time period?
Yes.
Okay. Did you and Lisa try to help Shelby and Jamie get an apartment?
Yes.
Okay. But at some point, what happens? Why don't they just stay in the apartment?
Can I correct my answer on
Yes.
that? I don't know exactly, like, if we pay, or like, I know that we were supportive, like, so whatever we did, we were doing whatever needed to be done.
Sure.
So to answer your question, yes, but
Sure.
it's not like we gave them an apartment.
Right, but you
Okay.
helped them get an apartment. You assisted them in it.
Yes,
And they had an apartment for a period of time in
Yes.
Ohio.
yes.
Okay. Did the relationship between you, Lisa, and Shelby and Jamie become somewhat distant because of the volatile nature of their relationship?
Yeah, well, just after they left, Lisa and I looked at each other like, wow, this is not good. This is really bad. We wanted to be involved and get with Laura to have some kind of communication because of the uncomfortableness we were seeing between the two of them and the safety of Bella.
Did you want them to have a good life?
Yes, of course.
Of course, right. But because of that type of behavior, there's less contact between you and Lisa
Unfortunately.
and Shelby and Jamie, right?
Yes, unfortunately.
And how old is Alex at this time? Do you recall?
I had to think about that.
When was he born?
He was,
And I know you have a little cheap paper with dates.
I do.
If
May
you
I?
need to pull it out and look at it, it's
I ask you,
okay,
'cause
because this is
when it
not
comes
what you're
to-
used to,
yeah.
right?
I appreciate it.
You don't normally come and testify in court, right?
No.
Have you ever testified before?
No, I have not. It's just like a doodle thing that I was trying to figure things out with dates. Trying to think, this time frame in general. There's so much that had
The
gone on.
question is, Alex. How old is Alex now?
I'm trying to picture. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. But I am.
Paul,
Yeah,
just look at me. You don't worry about those
all
numbers.
right.
Look at me and how
I'm
old is,
sorry.
how old is Alex now?
Right now?
Right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you meant
I
at
know,
that time.
I'm trying to help you a little bit.
Okay. Yeah.
How old is he now?
He is 25.
25. Okay. So, going back to when this happened, how old is Shelby?
Shelby's 31,
Okay, he's going to be 32 in August?
August 19th.
Okay. Do you recall Shelby being 19 when Bella was born?
Yes,
So, that's 13 years ago, right? Roughly?
right.
Okay. And you said Alex is 25?
Yeah.
So, maybe he was 12 at the time?
19.
Well, you know, it's okay. If he was 11, 12, 13, it doesn't matter. Just roughly. 13 years
Right.
from 25?
Yeah. I apologize.
It's okay, Paul. Do you need a break? Take a deep
I
breath.
can't think
It's
right
okay.
now. I can't think
It's
right
okay.
now.
It's all right.
I'm having a hard time thinking.
It's okay. But he's 25 now, right?
Yes.
Alex
yes,
is 25 today.
Yes, yes.
He's married?
He is.
Okay, all right. So would it be fair to say that having those type of activities in your home when you have another young son that you're trying to raise wasn't good,
No,
right?
no, it wasn't.
Okay, all right. Are there times? I tell you what, I'm gonna skip ahead, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna skip ahead to December.
May I just, all right.
I'm sorry?
I was just gonna say, the problem I'm having is I'm not even picturing Alex at all.
Right?
That he's 12 years old or,
That's fine.
I mean, the amount of focus I have to put in to thinking about Shelby and Bella and all of this and what's happening here. I apologize. That's why honestly, I don't know how.
It's okay.
Okay.
I think the last time you went to court is you took your dad in because he had a parking ticket that
Yeah.
he needed to pay, right? And the judge told you you couldn't speak for him and you had to sit down.
That's correct.
Okay. It's all right. I want to take you to December 2017.
Okay.
Is that a very difficult time period for you? December 2017. As it relates to your son, Alex.
Yes.
Okay? Tell the jury what was happening to Alex in December of 2017.
He was getting very ill, and we didn't know why.
Okay. Was he in the hospital?
He did. He was admitted into the hospital. Well, it was about a month to find out what was wrong, and then, yeah, he was in the hospital for another month.
Okay. All right. So December 2017, January 2018, he's in and out of the hospital, right? Yes?
Yes,
Okay. Ultimately, he's diagnosed with cancer,
correct.
and he's very sick.
Very.
You were concerned that he might die.
Absolutely.
Okay. During that same time period, January 2018, so Alex goes in the hospital in December, so the following month. Do you recall Lisa getting a phone call from Shelby asking for help?
Yes.
And it was not a good time,
No.
right?
Correct.
And you didn't know, and Lisa didn't know the extent of what was happening.
Right. Yes.
And so Shelby was told this is not a good time, right?
Yes, he was told this is not a good time.
Your brother is in the hospital, we're afraid he might die.
That's correct.
The following year, Alex goes into remission, what, that summer or the summer of 2018? Or the fall?
I believe it was July.
Okay, we'll ask Lisa.
Okay. I'm really bad with dates.
But fortunately, he goes into remission.
Yes.
And then, I'm going to jump to January of 2019. Do you learn about what Shelby Nealy had done? Is that when you learn about it?
I believe that was the date.
Okay.
I believe so, yes.
Was it when he was arrested?
Yes,
Okay. So when he's arrested, that's the first time you learn
that is correct.
of the horrific things that he did, right?
Yes,
Obviously, you don't approve of that type of behavior.
of course not.
That's not the Shelby Nealy that you know, right?
Not at all.
Okay. But unfortunately, that's what he did, right? Sadly.
Yes.
And did you learn shortly thereafter that Shelby Nealy had confessed to having done this?
Yes.
Okay. Is he still your little boy?
Absolutely.
Will he always be your little boy?
Absolutely. Yes.
During the time that he's been in jail in Florida the past 6 years, have you been able to visit him in person?
No.
You've been able to hug him?
No. Haven't been able to talk to him.
Okay. You talked to him on the phone?
If he called us,
Right, right.
because he didn't have a cell phone, only
Sure, sure. And while he's been in jail, you've had many phone calls with him, right? Mm-hmm. Yes?
yes, every week.
Okay, every week. And those calls are recorded? Mm-hmm. Yes?
Yes.
And what do you talk about?
Small talk, what's going on in life with him and with us and our kids, our families, friends, work.
You tell him you love him.
Mm-hmm.
He tells you he loves you.
Correct.
If the jury allows Shelby Nealy, your son, to die in prison of natural causes, is it your hope that you'll be able to go see him in prison?
Yes.
Will you continue to talk to him?
Yes,
And will you continue to love him?
I will.
If I could have a moment.